Howdy, Dad. Saturday morning. I've been goofing around a little bit out here. You can see this is a view you probably haven't seen with this fender on. Anyways, I put this back on so I could test how well this repair patch that I've been working on down here fits, and it fits pretty decent. You know, I need to bend that flange over down in the bottom, but I wanted to just sort of make sure that the overall shape was okay and that it would all line up just fine. When I turn around and I actually bend this flange over, I'll make sure that I get this all welded in first, and then once that's in, then I'll make sure that I'll reinstall this fender, make sure when it's tightened up here, get it all snugged up, that I bend it over, flange it in the right place. But I think where that line, this line right here is about right. So overall, this has gone okay. I was working on this side. I'm still working on this side, trying to get an entire panel just so I can practice and get that. And I'm having a devil of a time. So I decided I would take a break from that and then come over here and just sort of work on this bottom piece here. I still haven't decided if this is exactly what I'm going to do, or I'm going to start fresh now that I know how to shape this piece, be able to go in with a larger piece that covers some of these other rusted out parts on the backside. Because if I put this one in, I'll still have to go in and put in a strip up here, which will be much easier because it's just a single strip and there won't be so many compound curves. But in any case, that's sort of the progress. I have to decide yet whether I want to use this now that I've fashioned it and done all the shaping on it, or actually just take a step back and see if I can reproduce that now in a larger piece. But in any case, hope you're doing okay. I will keep you updated and send you something probably Sunday night, let you know how things have been going this weekend. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye. Morning, Dad. Sunday morning today, doing a little bit of work out here. Been frustrated with trying to visualize what my panel will look like in the flat form before I start bending it and shaping it and so on. So I'm using this technique that I found on the internet by a guy by the name of Ray Chalene, and essentially you use a low stick tape. This is the white strips going this way, and you can basically put these tapes across so they don't overlap, and you can basically really do a good job of getting the contours of the shape that you're using. And when that shape then is down, then you can do a series of measurements, put information on this panel. So for example, I have a number of cross points in here that correspond to contour gauges that I've made. So for example, if I look at contour, so there's a vertical contour at C here, and so I just have to find my C. And if I look over my C, you can see there's my contour gauge, and I have an index mark on it. And so that index mark, if I line that up to C, then I can see exactly, what the shape of that line is at C, and then I can flip this around. And let's see, I guess I gotta go on this side. Here's B. You can see how I've managed to capture the contours through these gauges and then through these index marks, and I have some horizontal ones as well that I've numbered 1 through 4. So in any case, now I've got this information captured on this template, and the next thing for me to do is to peel this off and then take care of the stick on the backside. I don't have any of that, so I have to go to the grocery store a little later today, pick up some baby powder or something like that. And then I'll just take it off, and then I'll be able to just put that on the backside, and then it'll be a solid, flexible shape pattern is what Ray calls them. And essentially I'll be able to just pull this out and lay it flat on a piece of metal and then be able to trace it out. And then from there, and then how this thing sits on that piece of metal, decide how much shrinking and stretching I need to do to get it to adopt that shape. When you do it this way, you can actually get a much better feel for where the stretches have to happen and where the shrinks have to happen. And I'm not very good at just sort of reading a panel yet. And so this actually helps me. So we'll see how this works. It's just an experiment, and being able to actually visualize it, I think, will help me sort of get to that point. I don't know that I'm going to make an entire piece this big to just weld into here. It's not all necessary, but I thought I would capture that entire piece while I was doing this. So we'll see how that all goes, and I'll let you know. It could be a totally failed experiment, but that's okay. I know more about my panel now by having done this, and just being able to sort of lay this down on a piece of steel. I've been trying to do it this way, but this is just not very satisfying, because it's just, I never know which way to go, and I do one thing and it seems to go the wrong way. And so I think part of it is just visualizing. One of the challenges, of course, here is that there are these big holes in here, and so you kind of have to fill in the gaps a bit. But I think that this is going to work okay. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, the good news about this thing here, actually, is that this is the better side, is that once you've done it this way, and if you want to do the other side, all you have to do is flip the template inside out. And so just flip them inside out, and then it'll work on this side. And so this is the better side. It's not as distorted down in here. So I use this side to create the template, and then I'll flip it and then come back on this side and see how well I'm doing. And I was using 18 gauge for this. It needs to be 20 gauge, and so I'll need to pick up some sheet metal that'll work out for me. Anyways, Dad, just an update, something new. I've been thinking about this for a little while. I've just been kicking around though, goofing off with this flange piece here, hoping that I could get that sorted out. But it doesn't seem like I'm going to do a good job there. So I'm going to get a crutch here, and hopefully this will help me visualize this better and make a better repair section when it's all said and done. In the end, it's also possible that I'll just because this is all part of one episode, I can just replace this whole piece here. And the other thing too I might mention here is that you do have other information that you capture. Like, for example, there's a 30 millimeter flange that right off the edge of this, and that's all written down in here. There's a 1 millimeter or a 10 millimeter flange on the bottom, and that's written down. And so that helps you sort of visualize, and ultimately when it comes time to tip those over, you can be able to do that hopefully smoothly. Anyways, talk to you later. Bye. Howdy, Dad. It's been a while since I've been giving you an update, so thought I'd let you know what I've been up to. Seems like, well, actually not just seems like, I've made zero progress on the car, but I have been working, and the thing that I've been working on is trying to learn some skills related to making these panel fabrications. And so this is a rather complex piece that maybe is not the best way to start, but nevertheless, I've made a whole bunch of these. I think this is probably number 6 or 7 at this point. They keep getting better and looking closer to what I'm trying to make, but it's a bit of tough sledding. So anyways, the way that this works, I've sort of gone away from the other way that I might have showed you how to make a paper template. And so I'm actually just using a normal paper as the template, and this seems to be working better for me. Essentially, it's just a flat piece of paper that you put on here, and wherever it's crinkled and not fitting well, you have to fold the paper or cut the paper to make it fit the panel, and then that basically then tells you where you need to shrink and where you need to to stretch the metal to get the desired shape. So in this particular case, there's a sort of a bulb region along here, and then a really deep dip down over here. So we need to stretch down here, and then we also need to make this bulbous piece. And the way that you do that is here. This is this black line here is the edge of the flange, or edge of the panel, and then this part here is a flange. It's a 30 millimeter flange. So essentially you shrink this part. There's a technique for doing that, and that when you shrink that, it sort of curls it down, and then you stretch this part, and basically that means you take a smooth face, heavy hammer, and you smash it into this sandbag, and this sandbag then gives you the support you need to stretch the metal. In any case, that combination gives you this shape, and then you massage it to get it to the right shape, and you use these bits and pieces that for getting the shape right. So these gauges allow you to do that. So been going back and forth, so vertical gauges, horizontal gauges, trying to get that right. And I still suck at this, so but it is better, and so somewhere along the line I'm going to figure out how to do this right. But so for now, it's I keep making more progress, and it's getting better. So that's all I care about. So this is just sort of I hit beat on this trying to get this fix one thing, and now it doesn't fit real well anymore. But you get the picture that I'm trying to do that. So I'm hoping that by the time I'm done this one, and I will have learned enough that I'll go on to the next one, and I think that will be number 8 or 7, I can't remember. And that will be getting me closer. They keep getting closer to something that actually looks like the panel. So I'm not totally wasting my time, but I guess I view it as an investment in learning how to fabricate panels that I can't buy, and so, or are so expensive to buy that it's not worth it. So anyways, this is coming along, and I hope that gets better next iteration. And anyways, just wanted to give you an update on how things are going, and that I really am continuing to work on this. And so I had to buy a bunch of new hammers, so that's sort of fun. And I'm learning how to use them and use my hands. I haven't pinched my fingers quite yet, but I came darn close a few times. Anyways, Dad, I'll talk to you later, and I'm trying to get a video pulled together to send to you tomorrow. So today is the 18th, Paul's birthday. Happy birthday, Paul. And hope you're doing okay, and so is Mom. I love you. Take care. Bye-bye. There you go, Grandpa. Proof. Hey. Proof the boy's doing something useful. All right, we're doing a little rust repair. Hi, Dad. I got made a little bit of progress here. The son went ahead and started his first repair piece. So this is in the driver's side fender well, and it was starting to rust down in here on the back side of this. This is inside of the trunk. There's a spot along here, and basically, moisture would collect down in here and rotted out the inside part. So we got that. He drilled out the spot welds and cut out his first piece. But of course, as we get in here, you can start to see that there are other issues. Of course, these big holes, I have no idea why anybody would knock those massive holes in there, but probably at the same point we'll need to go ahead and try to repair this at the same time. One of the things that is clear when you expose that flange is that all along at the base of this flange here, there are other pinholes and other rot there. So I think at the very least, what we'll do to just cut out a piece and just put in a piece of angle, weld that in. May or may not I'll probably will do it all mostly in one piece, where I have a little piece here, and then this piece here will extend all the way down to maybe here. So we'll just have a piece that goes this way and takes care of that. So we'll start working on that tomorrow. I'm going to put my corner pieces aside as long as Evan is here, so he and I can do this together. It'll be good fun, and let me do on something other than beating on metal. And so these are all pretty straightforward repairs. So we'll do them together and make some progress that way. I'll keep you posted. Take care. Bye.